hopes for today is that there's a lot of people in this room. We are all doing great work individually, but I'm hoping that we can bring all those skill sets together.
Just connecting with people that we don't necessarily work with at the moment. Lancashire's a big place, there's lots of good things going on, and I think we can learn from each other.
These workshops are all about talking to people about what matters to them and what's needed in communities to support people's health and well-being.
We brought people together to talk about a certain different projects regarding the Core 20 plus 5. These issues are health inequality.
So there's no point in looking at, cancer once you've got it, because we're all working in that field. I think what this room can come together with and really work on is getting that early diagnosis education out there in multi-languages, not just in English, but multi-languages.
What we're doing now is we're getting down to the finer details of what's needed in that project plan, including like resource, who's doing what, everything, how a pilot is going to look.
So our group is looking at material, leaflets, films around the Asian and Chinese population to try and create awareness and also to try and create information for them to understand what the signs are for cancer.
For me, it's a new project. It's something we've never really looked at before, so we're excited to start the pilot. One of the areas I think is going to be Blackpool, so we're going to be trying to share some of those messages to some of the different target audiences.
If you can make a difference in one cancer, then you can make a difference across all cancers, and that target then is achievable. We've decided to look at language across early diagnosis and awareness, and we particularly picked head and neck cancer because it's one of the fastest growing cancers around the world. And the idea is to make sure the person walking around Blackburn and Preston at the moment that doesn't know they're going to get cancer, if they know all the signs and they know where to go and they know what to look for in their own language, hopefully we can make an impact on number 4, which is about getting the stats to 75% at stage 1 and 2. My target today was to come out with maybe 1 or 2 contacts that I could use going forward. That was my main target. Anything else was a bonus. But actually today has been phenomenal. Our mission statement is to ensure whatever their ethics, can't say that word, that's the one, is aware of head and neck cancer, the signs to look for, where to seek diagnosis and where to go for support and help.
We see this as kind of a huge opportunity moving forward to really engage and work with a lot of people that are in Blackpool that do have this type of cancer, but then all cancers as well.
Funders like to see the reality. What is the difference you have made to a person because of this project? It's about asking you, can we work smarter, can we work together, can we work collaboratively, and can we be better at targeting the groups that perhaps most need our support?
A workshop on funding, because I believe that you all have to do a pitch for your funding for your project, and you need a little bit of help with that. When you're in a pitch, that is a really great test as to whether or not you can perform under pressure.
The problem that we're looking at is head and neck cancer is relatively uncommon cancer. However, there are 12,400 new cases in the UK each year, and there are higher rates in ethnic minority groups.
We talked about the physical element, you mentioned it a bit there, try and get a lot of that in on it, so you're doing the both packages there of the how to spot it, and then if you've got it, that sort of rehab element of it as well.
Good luck to all of our presenters today. We know that you're all passionate about the work you do. That is really what we would like you to share today, is that passion.
When we started this journey, I'd never even heard of the Swallows and they're based in Blackpool. So again, it was really, really beneficial for us to have those conversations. The passion that Chris shows us around his charity is unbelievable, so we were really keen.
Ours is all about helping support at the point that people need and making sure people that are walking around in this world that doesn't know about head and neck know what to look for and know what to do when they get it.
So why invest in us? Well, local knowledge, skills and insight. We are trusted partners within the community. We've got leadership and strategy skills, belief, passionate partners who believe in this project.
A 19-year-old student today will be 25 in 2028, so education and awareness for head and neck cancer needs to start now, and we believe that we're the team to drive it forward.
So how much are we wanting in funding? 30,000 is what we're looking for. It would be a 12-month pilot, starting point for a bigger project that, if successful, would roll hopefully out across the whole of NHS.
So if you get people at stage 1 and 2, the pathway changes for head and neck. The pathway changes from radiotherapy, chemo, neck dissections, feeding peg, which in total at the moment costs the NHS for one patient around about £260,000 for the treatment. If we save one life or get one person from chemo and radio on this project, it's going to triple, quadruple the money you're investing in us. The audience we have smoke, they chew tobacco, they part tobacco at the back of the mouth. India has the most head and neck cancers in the world. If you go around any waiting room in the NHS across the UK, you'll very rarely see someone that isn't white British. Tells me we've got a problem.
Some great questions from the Dragons. I think we answered them really well.
I genuinely believe if we prove this model works, it will be rolled out across NHS England, and it will also be rolled out across all diseases.
It's amazing to think that we're potentially saving someone's life over the course of the next 6 months, year, 2 years, 10 years, and that could be hundreds of lives, if not thousands of lives eventually.
And the people who are coming together are forming new partnerships and new understandings, and we're learning something about what they do and how we can do more of this as a consequence of, I think, of the approach we've taken.
We've had a discussion, we've made some decisions, okay, so keep an open mind. For Chris and Laura, was it Neil? Yes. We're going to offer you 10,000. I think you can strip some costs out, and I'm happy to be someone that you can speak to about how you might approach that. If you get the match funding, that's great.
£1 to a charity is like giving them £1 million. And we have to fight for every penny out there. And having the opportunity to come here and come away with 10,000 it's not. I wouldn't stand here and say I'm happy, because you wouldn't expect me to, but what it does is it gives me drive to get the other 20 and beyond. And trust me, I'm the sort of person that will get that money one way or another. And I have to say it's been a great experience. I was on a panel the other week for bidding for 2.5 million, and that was a piece of cake. This has been the hardest one I've ever done. I always thought in the back of my head, wouldn't it be nice to do a project where we really dig deep to understand what the inequalities really are? Is it education? Is it the community? Is it religion? What is it that are stopping these people coming and being diagnosed and maybe then dying of head and neck cancer where they could have survived? So I went along to that day and we just sat at a table, and Laura come and sat with me, but that was the only one that come and sat with me. Everyone else went off into their little corners. And guess what? Here we are now, June last year to now in November. We won the award. The idea with our project is to really dig deep into inequalities of head and neck cancer. And that's where we are at the moment, looking at the inequalities and how we can now achieve that.
So initially from the co-production workshops, I wasn't really sure what to expect, and I think it took a couple of the workshops to really be able to understand where we were going. I think I ended up with another group to start with, and as the workshops went on, it come to light that I'd probably be more suited to work with Chris and the Swallows, which is quite exciting really. Obviously Chris has got a wide range of knowledge, and he's been champion head and neck cancer for a while, so It's been really insightful and I've learnt a lot throughout the journey.
I think the co-production and the collaboration that's gone into this project so far has been invaluable, and again that's just for myself personally, working with third sector organisations and a charity such as the Swallows, but then also going through the co-production workshops. I was there with colleagues, Jenny and Neil, who again I think have learnt so much on this journey.
I think Blackpool Council and the Swallows Head and Neck charity are the perfect combination. We can deliver exercise and wellness and offer a place for potential caregivers to come as well.
The number of people that I've spoken to outside of work when I've been talking to people about this project, the number of people that know people that have had treatment for head and neck cancer and unfortunately passed away because of this cancer, I think it's even more important that we do this project. So yeah, no, it's been great. So thank you everybody.